Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I just wanted to make a quick note before we start the podcast that Aiden's previous little indiscretion last week did not go unnoticed for very long. So he has been fired and whipped in that order. And you can't hear anybody sniffling and munching in the background. That will be the new co-host of the podcast, George. Let's just start.
Yeah. Just put on a different voice. Yeah!
God, no. James Corden's now hosting. Yeah. I had to resort to James Corden at short notice.
He's the only one that would do it. He'll do anything.
Oh, God. All right, let's do it. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, no. Welcome back, everybody, to Bad Film Good, the podcast where we look at poorly rated movies and we ask the question, is this bad film good? My name is Declan.
And I'm George.
Curious George.
I'm Curious George, the little monkey.
Who sounds an awfully lot like Aiden. But as you will have heard... Aiden is dead now. George killed him. And I thought he did such a good job. I mean, I thought it... You know, some people told me it was weird to just, like, hire a monkey hitman. You know, it's just a monkey in a suit and they just kind of viciously, like, rip somebody up.
Yeah, but I was so curious.
Yeah, he was just curious about the whole thing and why I was hiring him. And I was like, "What? Hey, I mean, why don't you join?" So we've got George with us today, and forevermore. So,
yeah,
just make sure you get your mic right, George.
Yeah,
that's all I ask.
I mean, it's not hard, is it?
Yeah, it's not even difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just look at what it fucking says on Audacity. Yeah, we're recording with Audacity.
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, like, I'm a monkey and I can do it.
Even a monkey could do it.
Yeah.
Hey. What are you saying, hey, monkey? Huh, George? Anyway, today, for another Christmas special, it's a shame Aiden missed it, but we're looking at Santa Claus conquers the Martians. I don't know. Fucking doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But either way, George, we have a segment that we do each week that may seem very just left field.
Okay.
But it's where we look at something Shrek related that is either kind of currently in the news, happening around, just something funny. If you just happen to have come across anything, George, tell us, what is Shrekking this week?
All right, let me look something up with my monkey hands.
Tap into the monkey hive net.
Okay, I found something.
This is going to go the whole way.
Yeah, forever. It's forever now. This is an article from CBR where it says, DreamWorks movies, 7 smartest villains ranked. So this is like all of, not just Shrek, but all of DreamWorks. Yeah. And I'll just run through them quickly. Because why
check your mic?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute, I've checked my mic. Of course it's fine. I'm a monkey. Simple task. You just click the thing. Yeah, it's fine. Just click the thing and then leave it.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking idiot gets to... But yeah, so I thought maybe we could just, instead of... Well, I'll go through them quickly, and then maybe we can rank all of the Shrek villains, 1 to 4, in smartest to dumbest.
Right.
Okay, but just for the context of the article, they've put number 7, Francis E. Francis from The Boss Baby. No idea, haven't seen it. Lord Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2. By the way, Kung Fu Panda, if you haven't seen it, brilliant franchise. Absolutely brilliant. Love it.
Banging.
Lord Shen? Yeah, he's smart-ish.
Yeah, wait, hang on. These are the smartest, right? Not the dumbest? We're doing the dumbest.
Smartest.
This is the smartest?
Yeah.
So, Lord, is that the That's the no, what is he?
It's the crane.
Crane? Crane, that's it.
Yeah. He's got the knives. He's cool. I like him. You got Eris from Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. No idea.
All right.
You've got General Mandible from Ants. I can't remember what happens in that.
You remember that fucking... All I remember is that there's like people with a picnic and then they like using a fly swatter or something on them. I don't remember.
I don't.
People take the mick out of that film, so...
Maybe we should do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll have a look.
Yeah. Number 3, Fairy Godmother from Shrek 2.
Oh, right.
Number 2, Boss Baby, the guy from the second Boss Baby, who cares? And number 1, smartest DreamWorks villain is Megamind.
Oh, I mean...
He's pretty smart.
Easy. Yeah. And he's kind of he's a villain by stereotype. He's more of a... he's a hero in the thing, you know what I mean? He's not really a villain.
Yeah, I was trying to say anti-hero, but in my head I was like, yeah, he's an anti-Semitist.
What? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I was about to say it, and I was like, wait, no. My small monkey brain was like, yeah, anti...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are phrases that you don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know what it means. But look, okay, so you got Lord Farquaad, Fairy Godmother. You've got, what's his face? Prince Charming in the third one. And then you've got...
And Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelforeskin.
Now, listen. I accepted this sort of behaviour with Aiden. I tolerated it, George, but we're not going to start on that kind of footing.
Okay.
Do you want your beans for the day?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. What happened again? I'm a little monkey, so you can do what you want. I'm just so curious.
All right, I'll play to that curiosity. The dumbest is, I guess, Prince Charming. Probably dumber than Lord Farquaad.
I don't know, because his plan is to. He's kind of a dick, but his plan is to get all of the villains, so-called villains in the Shrek
fairy tale universe.
Yeah, and have them rise against the thing to break the stereotypes. I think that's quite clever. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose if you're going to have to organize a big villainous uprising, then you got to have at least some kind of smarts, but
when I thought about this first, I was like, yeah, Rumpelstiltskin is probably the smartest because he tricks Shrek into
his whole idea of his character revolves around tricking people and stuff, right? So.
Yeah, but then I thought about it a bit more, and I was like, Rumpelstiltskin isn't that smart. Just Shrek's an idiot.
True.
Surely you would see that coming. This little gremlin guy going, sign the contract. And then Shrek's like, okay, so I can be Shrek for a day or something. And he's like, yes, Shrek for a day. Don't read the contract.
That's and then Shrek's like, film Shrek for a day. They missed a trick.
Oh no,
that would be great. It's Shrek for a day.
Yeah, but then people would be like, I don't get it. Shrek 4 a day? A day what? A day of what?
It'd be a day of what? No, it would take a second, and they'd be like, Shrek 4 a day? Oh, Shrek for a day. Oh, kids, we're going home.
yeah. But you bought the tickets online. No, we're leaving.
Honestly, we'll go watch Shrek 2.
So I don't know. I don't think Fairy Godmother's that clever in hindsight.
They're just not very clever, are they?
No.
Just generally, they're not really clever. All right, well we'll work from who's stupidest.
Dumbest.
Farquaad was literally a king and a ruler of kingdom. He may have done it badly, but
He didn't do it. He didn't do it any worse than. But then, like, you know, I think his whole vibe is just being an idiot, right? Like,
yeah, but then the prince is especially that. So I'd still say for me personally, I'm still going to go Prince Charming as the dumbest.
Okay.
Then Lord Farquaad, then the Prince Godmother, the Fairy Godmother,
Prince Godmother,
the Prince Godmama, and then bloody Rumple stale chips, crinkly stale chips. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with your order, but only by proxy. I don't think any of them are actually particularly dumb, and I still don't think Rumpleforeskin's that smart. I keep calling him Rumpleforeskin. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Aidan probably would have like jumped on that joke, but
it probably would have.
Yeah, that's beneath me.
Yeah, you're gonna jump right off that.
Yeah, because I'm too curious about life. I don't know. Well,
anyway,
speaking of curiosity, I'm curious to get into this film.
Hey,
just see that? See that? Even a monkey can fucking segue.
Okay. All right. And by the way, we have a little segment in between segments. A little segue between segments. Mr. George Monkey, where
Mr. George Monkey's my father, please.
Call me curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we scatter in between things. We scoobity bop over to the film that we're going to be looking at today. So
that sounds fun.
Scoobity bop.
Skibbity boop boop.
Let's just get on with it.
Let's get out of here and fuck this shit.
Go. But yeah, so this week we looked at Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Now, that is an excellent name for a film that I had very high standards for. But did it meet those standards? Let's find out. So we watched this on Amazon Prime, I believe, which had two versions for some reason that were both the same, I think. Except I watched, apart from the fact that it was free and the other one you had to pay for some reason, but I watched the one that was 2 minutes longer than the other one. One was 80 minutes, one was 82. But the one we watched was listed as the 1964 version. No. The one we watched was the 2021 version.
It came out this year.
But it wasn't... it's listed as 2021, but it's the film that came out.
It's the same
in
film.
64. So then the other version is 1964. So the version we watched is described as Martian ruler Kima, double space, is upset that the children of Mars are lazy and under the influence of too much pop culture from Earth, no full stop. They are obsessed with the planet's television. That's it.
It's the same guy.
Bit of a mess.
The same guy.
It's the same fucking guy. He just doesn't give a fuck. And then 1964 is a much better one, I think. The Martians kidnap Santa Claus because there is nobody on Mars to give their children presents. Will he escape?
That's a different guy.
That's a different guy. Yeah, they got their lists mixed up, and they accidentally uploaded the same one twice. And he was like, "It's fucking 2021. Doesn't matter to see it. Whatever. Just put it up. I'm done. I'm going home for the day." But yes, Skibbity Bop. Curious, George, why don't you tell me all about this film off the top of your head, because you haven't done any research, because you're a monkey.
Yeah, but I've got a good memory.
I pulled you off the street 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm really curious. I'm curious about the film, so let me
after you did the hit. I pulled you off the street after you did the hit, but carry on.
Yeah.
The law is important.
So this film, as I remember, it was made in 1964. It was directed by Nicholas Webster, and it starred John Call, Leonard Hicks, Vincent Beck, Bill McCutcheon, Victor Stiles, Donna Conforti and Steve Buscemi.
Okay. You're getting there. Look, it's the first time you've ever read anything on paper. So you're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a monkey.
That's going to be the line. Yeah, but I mean, still a monkey.
Put that on a t-shirt. Yeah, well, still a monkey.
Still a monkey, though.
So it had a budget of $200,000, and because it was made in 1964, there's no...
yeah.
What?
I was just... for a second, I was like, 200... Wait, 200,000? But I guess in 1964...
That's what I mean. I don't know...
I guess it was a lot more. But also, I mean, really, you could have probably made this with less.
But, so 200,000. It was made in 1964, so there's no information about budget. But it's got 2.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which is very low. 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, and there's no Metacritic score.
You meant there's no information on like a box office?
No, it just says budget, but there's no I guess
right.
I guess a bit hard. It felt like this was like straight to TV video or something. I don't know if it was that, but that's definitely
you could
what
well
it felt
imagine.
like. Yeah. An interesting fact about this is that this is the first documented appearance of Mrs. Claus.
What, really?
Yeah. So apparently, this is the first mention that Santa's fucking. Santa's banging.
Considering that, well, we'll get into her reaction the first time we see her on camera, but yeah.
But yeah.
Damn. They were making bold statements with this film.
But hey, curiosity's getting the best of me, and I'm really curious what you would make with the budget of $200,000.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's funny you say that because we do a segment just like that.
Really? I'm curious to see what it's like.
Okay.
When is this gonna get old?
It's already old, but I feel like I'm obligated to play it out, and I really don't want to. Okay, right, here it is. Dumbass Santa lets some dumbass aliens steal a couple of smartass kids before traveling to Mars to push a button for a while, kill everyone, and leave. Should have called him Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Because that's what they fucking call him in this.
Claus.
In the the beginning of this film, right? The setting, getting into this film.
Now let's just get right into it.
Getting right into the real nooks and crannies of it. I forget that films from back then start with like full credits almost.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh god, yeah, this feels old, doesn't it? And then you've got this like, I can't remember what the visuals are. It's just like, or maybe it is over the credits actually. It might be over the opening credits. And they've got this song that I'm glad I'd managed to get out of my head because I thought I would have it in my head the whole day. And it's like, I got the lyrics down here a little bit. 2 lines. There is, "Hooray for Santa Claus, yay yay for Santa Claus," and I've noted that it's mixed in with some slapping brass. Apart from that, I don't know. I don't remember it, but it was just it's a bunch of kids. Yeah, it's a bunch of kids be like, "Hooray for Santa Claus."
It feels like the type of thing that would be. Have you played The Little Nightmares or like any of those?
No, I haven't got around to it.
It feels like the type of thing like you'd walk past a TV, and it's all eerie and dark, and you're like, "Oh, there's something in the shadows." Oh, and then in the background on a busted TV, it's like children singing like, "Hooray for Santa Claus! Hooray for Santa Claus! We want to kiss him! yay. And you're just like,
You're gonna die.
yeah. You know what I mean? There's one in Little Nightmares. It reminded me of this because it's like, and it sounds awful because it's really old, and you're like, something's coming to get me. I hate this.
But yeah, I mean, it's this kind of old creepy. There's a lot of like creepiness in this. Whenever Santa laughs, you don't feel it as this warm, jolly kind of like, ho, ho, ho. I'm full of warmth and compassion and love for all people, and you're safe with me, everyone. He's like, and you're like, oh my God, Santa, please.
He's almost
gonna kill me.
He's Santa, like if Joker from the film Joker had played Santa, he just laughs at like nothing.
Yeah,
he'll just be like they'll be on. And
then he's like, why is nobody laughing?
Yeah, spoilers. They get abducted and go to Mars, and then he's like, oh look, it's the Martians.
Yeah, and he just sounds evil.
Yeah. He's horrible. He's a horrible, disgusting Santa, and it creeps me out.
But yeah, so, I mean, moving on from that. So it has this, it sets itself up in the beginning that they're like, we've got the first ever as if it's on TV, you know, it's like a thing. But it's like, we have the first ever like news crew to ever go visit the North Pole and document what's going on there. And then let's cut away to this guy. And it's something that could be like in world, could be just like a funny little thing for kids. But it's
that's what
in world it's real. Yeah, in world it's real because he's like, we're standing outside the North Pole and by golly, it's cold. And then making some dumb like, I should have.
Yeah, he's doing
a
fucking
something.
Like...
Oh no, because he said he's got like food, like frozen food or something, and he's like, oh well, frozen food. At least it was by the time we got to eat it or something. He's like,
and then he's like,
it's cold. Yeah,
he's like doing a fucking stand-up routine. Like he's been hired as a news reporter, but his dream is to do stand-up. So any opportunity, he's like, well. You know
about
what else
that bloody
is cold?
weather, huh?
My wife, bloody tell you that much. Ho ho!
Hey!
The guy's like, your 5 minutes are up, mate. He's like, no, wait. No, please.
Let me talk to Santa Claus. But yeah, and then he just fucking barges in, and I was like, the paparazzi can't leave Santa Claus alone. He's working hard. That's the thing as well. Like Santa Claus isn't just sat there, you know, checking his list twice or whatever. He's actually he's there sanding down some wood and working on the toys alongside the elves. And they just walk in there like, oh, all right, Santa.
And he's like, hi. Oh shit, is that today? Shit. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really...
Oh, fuck. My PR guy has been off for like a week. Just... Look, can we just reschedule? Like, I'm sorry. I know you've come out here. I know a great igloo, like 20 miles out.
We'll pay, obviously. Like, it'll just... If you could just wait till after Christmas, I mean, it's one day.
Honestly, it's a real busy time for us right now. We're in crunch time. These guys are working like 50 to 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Boxing Day, quietest day of the year. Come back then and we'll do this. We'll get this done. But also, fucking Santa, not only is he a creepy weirdo that just laughs at nothing, but he's like, Santa just fucking bursts into the room and he's like, I'm busy, ha 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 ha. And then he's like, the guy's like, oh wow, hey, it's Santa, what's going on with you? And he's like, oh yes, just checking up on the reindeer, and then you've got Rudolph and Blitzen and what's their names? Yeah, he can't even fucking remember their names. He's like,
I love that.
It's just like this old, like, I guess he's meant to be like hundreds of years old.
I
But he's
don't
just
know.
like-
I don't know
he's
the
just
Santa
like-
lore in this
Yeah.
one.
But he's just like, where am I?
Yeah,
Who
I
are
know.
you?
He's going fucking senile. How does he think he is in this film? Because he's just like, he's like the reindeer. He basically say, like, he obviously doesn't say it, but he's basically like, he's trying to recite the names. He can't think of who it is, and then he kind of looks at the camera and he kind of just waves it off. And he's basically like, oh fuck it, you know who they are. So like, whatever. He's like, oh, the reindeer, you know.
I wonder if the actor had a script. They were just like,
Yeah.
you know, it's Santa. Just be
They've
Santa.
done
You don't need a
so
script.
many takes because it's all in one shot, one panning shot.
Yeah.
They're coming into the toy shop and having a look, and the elves, and he's just got to remember all of the names of the reindeer. They're like, no, look, it's okay. It's Rudolph. It's Prancer. It's Dancer. It's Dasher. It's bloody. You know, just look at the script. Look at the page here. Look, okay. We've been through this so many times. Okay, we've spent 3 days on this scene. 3 days. Sean. It's just some guy called Sean. I don't know who it is to play Santa. And he's just like, please. That's okay, look, in fact, remember 3 names. Just pick 3 names.
Yeah.
And then just we'll just go with a Santa that he doesn't give a fuck, okay? He doesn't need to. He doesn't answer to anyone. Alright? Just move on, guys.
And then he fucking says Nixon. He's like,
Yeah.
Nixon and
Oh yeah, he
Nixon?
says Nixon.
And then he's like, hang on, no, Nixon is the president. Oh, let's move
And he's like,
on.
I meant that.
Yeah.
And then you got Nixon tied, like hog tied to the sleigh.
And he's smoking a fucking pipe as well. Like, I
yeah,
know
he's
it's
popping
the
that pipe.
60s, so like,
Although
I
at
guess
one
he
point-
likes, like-
he's got the pipe, and I swear it looks like bubbles, but I'm not sure if it actually was.
Nah, because
at
it's
that point,
smoking
or
at
like-
the start.
No, yeah, but like it's like later on in the whether it's when after he gets captured or something. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't remember. But
I don't know.
But the thing I found really interesting is when they were asking him about all the presents that they're doing, and he's showcasing some, and he's like, "Oh, I've got this little toy rocket, and it runs on real rocket fuel." I was like, "What the fuck?"
I've
These
given
kids
the
are
children a
these kids are like-
missile.
Yeah, these kids. There's a little button on the side, little try me button. They press it, the rocket just goes, just fires off and explodes, and fucking
No, it
takes
doesn't
out
even
the house.
travel anywhere. It's just a grenade. It's
Yeah.
just like, hold this, Jimmy.
He's just going fully senile in this. You know,
It's because
I
like 20
Yeah,
years ago they were like, look, we've got this rocket toys, but I know you're magic, but don't put rocket fuel in them. And he's like, I'm not gonna put rocket fuel in them. I'm Santa. I'm not a fucking idiot. But then it's like 20 years later, and he's gone fucking batshit crazy. I'm not sure it's tobacco he's smoking in that pipe.
yeah.
He's just like,
20 years later, he's like, oh yeah, I remember these toy little rockets. What was it? We put like real rocket fuel in them or something. It's a good idea. We get to it, and the elves are like, Santa, I don't think we should be doing this. He's like, come on, let's just get some rocket fuel in there. It's fine.
no, it's the 60s. So that he's like,
Santa, I don't think we should be putting rocket fuel in the rockets.
and then he's like, shut up, you little shit.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
1 week unpaid.
Yeah.
Oh, not again.
Yeah. That makes 3 months. Just kicks these elves.
This isn't a jolly Christmas after all.
Yeah.
Oh, the workers are like, they've all got like broken limbs and just shit, like black eyes.
The news crew coming in, and the elves
all-
are trying to Morse code blink to the news.
They've all got put on a
It's an
smiley
episode
face.
of what is it? Is it like Panorama where they expose like the shit?
The exposed Santa. They were like, they come in and they're like, oh, how do you like working here, little elf? And then like the elf's about to say something, he looks off like behind the camera. Santa's just got a fucking baseball bat, just like, you tell
It's
anyone,
one of the kids'
I'll
toys. He
kill
just
you.
taps the
He
just pats the baseball bat. And it's like,
I love working here. It's great.
there's as he accidentally knocks his broken arm.
Yeah. How did you get
He's
that
like,
broken?
It's just my jolly noise.
There's like a big crushing machine or something in the background. One of them just gets like crushed by this machine.
Oh, he just
Woo, woo, woo. There goes another one. Ho, 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 ho.
Yeah. Looks like somebody isn't keeping their quota. Ho, 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 ho. Get back to work.
Yeah, no food for the family. Ho, 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 ho.
Not again.
He was the hardest worker. Oh, yeah. He had all of his limbs.
Now he has none.
Then they break out into song, like
Yeah, just sad song.
Yeah.
This just reminds me of Disenchantment, honestly.
yeah.
This
These
is
are
kind
the
of
elves.
the thought process that birthed that, probably. But yeah, so you've got a weird kind of, it's that kind of oblivious kind of Santa. He's just in his own world. He's just laughing at stuff. He doesn't care about what his reindeer are called anymore. He's putting rocket fuel in kids' toys.
He's smoking crack.
Yeah, he's probably smoking crack. And then, well, I think just before the rocket fuel thing, we meet Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
And that's quite funny because, I don't know, she comes in, she's like scolding them for something, and then she sees the cameras, or he tells her, like, points it out. She sees the cameras, and then she's like, immediately like, oh, I'm on TV, oh, my hair is a mess. And she starts going, and she just makes all this fucking weird noise and then runs off.
He's like,
That's the first on-screen Mrs. Claus.
She's like,
I told you to give the elves equal pay. You're causing all this havoc. The union is rising up against.
and then he's like, Mrs. Claus, remember we're on television. Don't say anything incriminating.
Yeah, it's that thing where he's like, through his teeth, he's grinning, and he's like, not now, dear, don't say anything incriminating.
Where's the elf lawyer?
Yeah. That's not going to help our case. But yeah, so you get introduced to this, and then one of the kids, I put kids, but then, because
do you mean the elf?
It must be the elves.
Yeah.
Because then one of the elves is like, oh, this is my idea of a Martian. And they're looking at the toy of a Martian. And I thought it was, when he held it up, I thought the toy was just Mrs. Claus. So he was like, this is my idea of a Martian. And it's just Mrs. Claus. I swear it looked just like her. It's so weird. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just, it's kind of hard to see because it's like fucking 140p quality. It's awful. And then, you know, it's like, then Santa's like, oh, but I wonder if people on Mars have their own. Oh, no, they said, do you reckon they have their own Santa? And he was like, oh, there's only one Santa.
He's like, fuck no. You trying to sell me out?
There's only one Santa. Yeah. I made sure of that.
I'm trademarked, bitch. Where's that lawyer elf? Gotta sue.
Yeah, and that's when we get introduced to the Martians,
quote unquote,
unquote, and it's that era. Thing is, it's not even like, when was the first Star Wars? Because that was
1980s.
Was it 80? I thought it was 70s.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, end of the 70s, isn't it?
Yeah, so around there. So you've got like a decade between. And I mean, there's other films before which have like
Yeah, it's 77.
Different things. 77. So, like, but just, it's that thing where the Martians are just people. I mean, obviously, people normally play the thing, but they're just people with a helmet on and some face paint with, like, some tubes coming out of the helmet. And they're like, I'm a Martian. And I come on, I get it.
It's like
right? But look, we have the blessing and the ability to look back now and point and laugh and be like, ha, dumb.
But then kids of the time would be like, oh my god, that's a real Martian that they've got.
I've never seen a real Martian before. How do they get them on set?
Yeah.
Did they go to Mars or did they bring them back with them? That's insane.
They must have gone to Mars because look at the location.
Yeah.
Mars, that must be what Mars looks like.
Yeah.
It's like the whole, if you look at, like, classic Doctor Who,
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, pre-reboot, or I guess it's not a reboot, but,
Yeah, revival.
Yeah, pre-revival, and you've got, like, the Cybermen are just, like, men with cardboard boxes on their head. It's just, like...
Yeah, and you always hear it from, like, parents or whoever, where they're like, oh, back in the day, I was terrified of the Daleks, and it was just a little tin can, but they were so scary.
Yeah.
And it's just... that kind of thing I find really strange to think about, because I guess it points to, we've grown up with standards that we're used to, so we wouldn't be scared. Like, even at a young age, we probably wouldn't have been scared by all this older stuff if we'd already seen, like, the newer things, what technology is now, all this kind of stuff. We would have been like, Mum, why are we watching this? Can we put Shrek back on, please? This is shit.
I wonder if, I mean, probably, I don't know, but I wonder if it'll be the same, like, when we're, I don't know.
When I'm old!
Yeah, we're 104, and, like, our great-grandchildren are, like, watching
great-grandchildren. Yeah, I was going to say, they're watching, like, fully immersive VR in their like, fucking cranial chips.
Yeah, and it's like, and they're like, come on, Grandad, put on the cranial chip and watch this lovely. This is I used to watch this when I was 5 years old. I used to love this film, and now I'm 10, and it's so dumb and rubbish. You might like it, and it's like an immersive experience of just
Avatar
a
5.
shark. No, it's just a shark that tears out your intestines, and you can feel everything.
Yeah,
it's just this, and you're like,
Granddad, what's wrong? Get out there!
Yeah, they're like, this is rubbish. Look at
you're silly, Granddad.
Yeah, look at the graphics. You can tell that the teeth, it only has 240.
That's not historically. That's not historically accurate to a shark.
Silly Grandad, that's only 74% realistic pain.
Yeah. That's not how it actually feels when your liver is cut clean from your body.
I'll show you now.
No. Man, the future's wild.
Can't wait.
But no, I mean, honestly, I hoped that this film, from the title, and I probably reacted to it last week in the same way, I was like, fuck yeah. I cannot wait for this film. It sounds great. I was expecting like a die-hard Santa who goes round like fucking killing Martians and blasting his way out, guns blazing until he finds a way home kind of thing. And it's like, this Santa's gonna save Christmas.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like
deck the halls with your brains.
I thought it was gonna be like, it was Christmas Eve. Santa's getting ready for his biggest night of the year.
Yeah.
But then, Martians invade.
And he's like, good thing I'm wearing red.
Yeah. Good thing I'm wearing red. This year,
Santa's gonna get his own Christmas joy. Da-da-da-da-da. Ho, 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 motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Santa's the one that rises up and brings the rebellion with his. The rebellion is Santa and his elves.
Yeah,
and the people are just Santa's elves, and he's like elves, and you just hear like from the trees everywhere, and you get all these people like jumping out from these trees. It's like,
But yeah, he's cornered by the Martians, and they're like,
You and what army?
and then he's like, oh, fuck you, bitch, and then like,
just it's not even a line. It's just
and then
he's like, I've still got a few tricks up my sack. He's like, they're like, you really want to make a move now? And he's like, there's no time like the present.
Christmas present. And then he's like, he'll be like shooting a Martian to saves like a young attractive woman or something. She's like, thank you for saving me. And he's like, well, why don't you come back to my sleigh and I'll show you my sack.
You were gonna be like, he kills a bunch of Martians, and he's like, you were on the naughty list. He's got all of his elves with like slingshots, and they've got bits of coal.
Yeah.
Anyway, God, that would have been a great film.
That's what I was expecting.
That would have been so good. I want to see violent, Rambo, bloody Santa.
Yeah. Instead, this is just some bullshit about Martians. The kids that they're men in children's bodies. And
yeah, let's talk about the kids. So Martians, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, according to them, like, Martian kids are kind of just born with, like, they just get loads of knowledge instantly kind of installed into their brains or something. So they say that Martians never have a childhood, they're all just, like, adults. But the kids act like kids. They are kids, and they say, let's, put the kids to bed. The kids aren't sleeping. Imagine the kid being like, hey, fuck off, I'm 43.
Yeah. We're talking about it's fucking 7 p.m. I've got to pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I'm stressed.
Yeah. I've got to file a return by Monday.
Yeah.
And he's like,
about my
put some
pension.
sleep dust. Yeah.
Yeah, sleep.
I'm going to die in about 2 hours.
Yeah. And it's just like that they're like, yeah, they're just adults in children's bodies. And I was like, well, so that means they have like all the urges of these fucking 10-year-olds are just like fucking murdering and doing drugs.
No.
You know what I
just
mean?
like, they have the talk with them like 5 seconds out of the womb. They're like, look, shit's going to get real crazy real fast.
They're like, we know, we learned about it on our...
I know, Father. I read it on the chip. And they have like a day of like a teenage phase, and then they're done. It's just so, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know why that was an inclusion.
Yeah. Why?
It's just because they were just like, they just are. That's how they just. All the kids are adults for some reason.
But it doesn't play. They could have. The whole thing is like they can't sleep and they're just emotionless because they're upset that they have no Christmas spirit. You could have just
because
done
they
that.
all have
They don't
Earth
need to be
television.
adults. Yeah. Why?
Which
Where did they
begs
get that
another
from?
question. I mean, how are they tapping into the satellites? You know? They got just like a live feed tapped straight onto one of the satellites that's just broadcasting back to Mars.
It's like Buddy Hall just tapping into their neighbour's power.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, have some of this television. Why not?
The Martians in space.
I want to be seen from Mars.
Yeah, the sequel.
Yeah.
Deck the Martians.
But then, so they go. They're like, fuck. The Martians. They're like, fucking
like,
hell.
fuck.
These kids. They're like, fucking hell. These kids are fucked, mate. These kids are fucking motionless and void. Let's call on the ancient. His name's Cho-Chem, and they're like, let's fucking ask Cho-Chem, who's like 800 years old, and see what he bloody thinks we should do.
Yeah,
and they call
you have the puff of smoke reveal as well.
Yeah, it's just so classic. And this Cho-Chem guy is just fucking Gandalf. He's literally dressed and looks the exact same as Gandalf. And I was like, this is Gandalf before The Hobbit. This is what
Gandalf
he was up
before
to.
he was cool.
Yeah. He's like, these fucking Martians, I gotta go back to Middle Earth. And God, it's so much more exciting. Someone said something about a ring. It hasn't happened yet, but I should probably prepare for that. These fucking Martians are asking me about their kids. I don't give a shit.
I like hobbits, not kids.
Yeah. I like hobbits very much. Frodo Baggins. Oh, man.
But yeah, he basically says, because they ask him what, he asked what the month is, because they're saying, oh, our kids are bloody fucked, mate. And he's like, well, what month is it? And they say it's Septober.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that is some top-notch creative writing. We need to give Mars something. Oh, they can't just be the same months because they've made their own months. So what do we? Well, I don't really know what to call a month. Let's just call it Septober. Yeah.
So, what months do we have? October, September. That'll do. What, October? September?
Wait. You're onto something. He writes on 2 slips of paper, cuts the 2 slips of paper in half, and just slowly joins the outer sides. Septober.
No, it's like he's written October and September next to each other on a piece of paper, and he's been like at it for hours. Like, what do we call the month? And he like scrumples it up. He's like, he like throws it across the room, and then it like kind of uncrumples, so it just says Septober or whatever it was.
It's like Iron Man, where he overlays one on top of the other.
Yeah,
Septober.
It's like
Back in black. But basically, they then decide that they're going to go to Earth and kidnap Santa because the Cho-Chek guy, whatever his name is, he's like, basically, it's Santa. All the kids, they want something joyful, and you don't give them shit, so you got to go get Santa. My notes kind of skip in and out here and there because, honestly, it might spoil it a little bit for the bad from good verdict to say, but my God, it bored the shit out of me. They spent so long with the spaceship stuff, like them traveling to Earth, and like it just felt like ages because they do. I get that like films nowadays rely on the idea that most people are able to just accept and understand the kind of basic sci-fi stuff that has been done before, so they don't need it explained. So they'll be like, engage the warp thrusters or something, and you're like, okay, well, I don't need to know. I get what that is. It makes you go faster or teleport or something. They're not like, because in this they explain the whole thing. They're like, we got this thing that does the scoobity bop, and then it goes through the hooly hoo and then makes everything scoobly babbly bab. Yeah, and it's just like science babbly nonsense stuff, and I'm like, okay, just fly the ship. Just do it. Just go to Earth. Okay, I want to see Santa punch your head off. Please.
Yeah. I felt like I was waiting the whole time for Santa to fuck shit up.
So disappointing. So then, because they land on Earth, and they find these 2 random-ass kids who are just in the woods. Did I miss something? Because they're just in the woods.
They just appear. They're in the woods. That's what they're doing. That's what their Saturday afternoon is.
Because it's two kids sat in the woods, and they're talking about. Because there's been like talk of this spaceship or whatever on the television.
Yeah, they just which I
because they're
found
like,
so fucking.
We've seen a spaceship, and we're not quite sure if it's around and what it's doing, but we've seen it.
They announced the whole fucking thing. They're just like the fucking imagine if we like today if you turned on BBC News or fucking CNN whatever you've got
Wherever you are.
Yeah, wherever you are, whatever you got.
Whatever degree of unfortunate you are.
But you turn on the news and there was just like, fuck me, there's bloody Martian. Oh, this just in. They've nicked some kids. Now, nobody panic, but there's Martians and they've nicked some kids.
Bloody yeah, the Martians, they've nicked some kids.
Yeah, but fucking what's his name? Jon Snow on ITV News. It's just like, this just in. These fucking Martians have nicked some kids. Everybody panic. I was like, imagine if they, in this day and age, if they were like, by the way, Martians are real and they fucking nicked some kids.
Martians are here and they are here to steal your children.
They've nicked a couple kids, I'll tell you that much. Yeah. Apparently they're looking for Santa. Mate, this shit's fucked.
And then everybody would be like, that's 2022 for you.
Yeah.
They'd be like, how's my we're only in January.
Yeah, fucking January, the fucking forest fires again, and then February, fucking, bloody Martians nicking some kids. What next?
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah. It was like, thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, I guarantee if aliens just straight up showed up, and even if they started just nicking kids, there would be memes 0.3 seconds into the event happening. As soon as the news breaks, memes. People just like... I'll tell you what, they'd be posting around that picture. I can't remember the guy's name. It's the guy who's got his hands out and he's just like, aliens.
Can't think of that. I know exactly. It's like the History Channel thing.
Yeah.
Literally,
there we go. You'd have that immediately. I tell you.
It'd be like the economy crashes like a couple years later, and people are just like, Martians, bloody Martians.
Oh man. But yeah, so you've got this whole thing with the Martians, and you've got the kids who are sitting there they're talking about it, and one of the kids is like, what would you do if a Martian showed up right now? And then the kid goes, I would scream. And then a Martian shows up and she looks at it and she goes, ah, and screams. And I was like, well, she wasn't lying. She'd said she'd scream, and it happened 0.3 seconds later.
It's the type of question, I found that so funny. It's the type of question that, like, your girlfriend asked, like, at 3 a.m. Like, what would you do if my hands turned into cocktail sausages and you had to eat them? Then you're like, I don't fucking know why you asked me. It's just like, why wouldn't you love me?
It's exactly that. It's the worm thing where it's like, would you love me if I was a worm?
You're like, no, because you'd be a worm. Why? Why would you not love me? How dare... I'm not talking to you. She's like, what would you do if a Martian came and abducted us and asked us to help them find Santa so they could take them to Mars to bring Christmas joy to all the children on Mars? You'd be like, what the fuck? I'm just laying here by a tree in the forest. Shut up. I'm not talking to you. I'm just asking you a question.
But these kids, it was a different time. There's a group of strangely dressed men who are just like hella creepy.
Painted faces.
Painted faces. And they come up, they have like weapons in their hands as well. And then the kid, because the kid screams and the other one's like, oh, very funny, and then turns around and goes, oh. And then they look at them and they're like, we're from Mars. And I was like, run, children, you are not safe here. Because, I mean, come on, they're just like, come on, children, we're from Mars. You're coming with us to Mars. Santa Claus will be there.
And these kids are smart as well, especially the older one. He's
kids are the smartest fucking people in this.
Yeah. They're like, damn, fucking pedophiles are trying everything. Mars,
make it sound like they just sat there like with a cigar, like...
They're like,
damn pedos are trying anything these days.
We're trying to find Santa Claus, children. Can you help us find the North Pole? And they're just like...
Spoke in his face.
Yeah, fucking damn, these pedophiles fucking...
Pedophiles are
try
wild.
anything. Alright, I'll help you find fucking Santa. Let's go.
Oh, but I warn you, my dad's around the corner, so, you know. And I have a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of, they ask they just find these kids and they're like, where's Santa? And the kids are like,
fucking North Pole, mate.
North Pole, I guess. You're in the wrong place. And then you've got this, it's the classic thing, you know, you've got one Martian who's like, make Mars great again. And so he hates everything. He didn't want Santa. He doesn't want any of these kids. He's like, we should kill these children because they've seen our faces, even though they could just go back to Mars. He's like, they know too much. Also, they're going to go to their government and kill us.
What's a kid going to, like, a kid's going to go, oh my god, these fucking Martian pedophiles came up to us, and we're like, where's Santa? And they're trying to kidnap Santa. Oh, what did they look like? I don't know, a Martian?
Yeah.
You know?
You imagine them being like, well, they said they were Martians, but they just had like a helmet on with like some tubes coming out of it.
I mean, it wasn't even
like
a helmet.
capes.
It was just a tin. It was just a pot, a kitchen pot that they've strapped a couple aluminium wrapped tube, like a bit of hose, garden hose. They've wrapped it in aluminium. They've painted their face with like weird grey lead paint.
They had. Yeah, do you know what? It probably helps that they did have quite a bit of lead poisoning.
To be fair, they might be dead.
Yeah, actually, one of them was coughing blood. Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, they're gone by now. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going back home. It's just packing a cigarette.
Yeah, I'm going back to the forest and smoking my cigar.
So they try and take the kids with them to the North Pole, and then again, it's just a lot of like kind of faffing around and lots of dialogue really that's just like, okay. And then they do a lot of things where they say something and someone goes, okay, and they turn to leave and they're like, oh, wait, they say something else and they're like, okay, and then they turn to leave and they're like, oh, wait, they start saying something else and they're like, okay, I'm going to leave now for real this time. And I'm like, just say it in one. Just do one sentence. That's all you need. You don't need all the little... Because I can't remember what it is. It's to do with the kids, where the kids are going to walk off. And the kind of main Martian guy, they called the leader of the Martians, the whole planet, apparently. And he's just like saying something to them about like, oh, be safe. And they're like, yeah, we will. And he's like, oh, but don't forget to just be safe now. And they're like, okay, yeah, we're going.
Okay, but don't forget to be safe.
Yeah. Wash behind your ears.
Yeah. But yeah, they're fucking like that. The dialogue in this is, I mean, it's very dated. It's definitely very dated.
The thing is, the whole thing is dated as hell.
It's, yeah.
You know?
I mean, they say that they go, I think they're in the North Pole at this point and they're trying to find out where, like, Santa's workshop is. And the kids are like, we don't fucking know. We didn't
you
realize.
Abducted us from some woods.
Yeah, we don't. I've never been here before. Yeah. We live in that wood. We've
never left that town.
Yeah. And then he says, I think it might be the leader or someone, and they're like, we don't know where Santa lives. And he goes, Balderdash and Fiddly-Dee. Everyone knows where Santa lives. That's like, brilliant.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
Oh,
More of that, please.
Yeah.
You're watching the Avengers, and like Captain, they're just like, come on, Captain, we've got to fucking stop Thanos, and then he's like, Balderdash and Fiddly-Dee, we can't stop Thanos. Bring it back.
I had it's probably my favourite line. I'm not sure, it might be. It's where the kids have escaped through ingenious, because they're just an average kid of that age of like 6-7 years old is smarter than all of the people in this, all of the adults. So the kids escape the thing.
Yeah.
And it's because it's in the North Pole, they're just kind of trying to hide from the Martians, who realize they've escaped, and they're like, we've got to get those kids and kill them, because they're gonna go and, what are the kids gonna do? Oh no, it's because they're like, oh, the kids are gonna go warn Santa Claus. Those kids had no thermal protection or like
just wearing a
preparation
jumper.
for, you know, the harsh fucking snow desert, icy desert that they're in. They will die in like minutes, probably, just wandering in their fucking snowstorm. But they're like, we've got to find these kids. We've got to bring in Zorg, or whatever it's called, Zork, or
robot.
Bork, or something. Oh no, Torg, that's it. And I was mistaken what I thought Torg was at first, because the kids hide from one guy, and he passes, and they're like, whew. And then one of the kids is like saying about how cold it is, and it's like, it's beginning to snow. And I was like, there's snow everywhere. You are in the snow. There is nothing but snow where you are. Stupid children left in is it the Arctic or the Antarctic? Which way is the North Pole?
Arctic.
That's how smart I am.
Arctic.
Arctic. I'll take your word for it.
Because it's the Arctic Circle, which is the
right. Yeah. I knew that. I was just testing the knowledge of a curious monkey.
Oh yeah,
still good.
Nice.
But yeah, and then you see what I thought was Torg, which is just the pinnacle highlight, greatest thing in this film. It is a man in a polar bear costume, just plopping around on all fours, and it looks great.
I mean, he's saying polar bear costume. You're using the term polar bear costume very loosely. It's just a paper mache white thing with it's a guy in a white onesie with a paper mache head that vaguely looks like an animal of sorts.
Yeah, I thought that was Torg. I thought it was supposed to be like an alien bear. I honestly did. I was like, oh, I have a note here that says, so Torg is a bear thing? It's just a guy in a costume. Amazing. And then I was like, oh, because then I was thinking, well, why did he found the kids? Why did he just, because the bear just gives up and leaves.
Yeah.
And then you realise that, because they're like, oh, Santi's workshop's over that way. Look, I can see the lights. And they're like, wait a minute. Those lights aren't lights. They're actually lights on a robot. And then it's just this, Torg is just like a robot. Like the most stereotypical, like, box shaped with a cylinder head.
It's a
robot.
Cyberman.
Yeah, basically. And he then just like walks up to them and grabs them to capture them, and they end up kind of heading to the North Pole, to directly to the workshop. And it's so, again, it's just fucking weird, because they break down the door and they go in, and then they send Torg in to get Santa. But Santa just kind of like talks to the robot or something and turns they're like, why is he not doing anything? And one of them goes, he's become a toy. It's like, what? What do you mean he's become a toy? Does Santa have that? That's incredible. Santa has the ability to turn anything and anyone and anything into a toy.
Because he just goes, he's just like, the big robot bursts in through the door and he's like, oh, it's a toy. And then they like, he literally goes, oh, it's a big toy. You've got a big toy. And then the Martians like turn to each other, like talking amongst themselves and like, oh no, he's becoming a toy. There's like, he just said it was a toy. He's going up to anything. Like he's being mugged on the street. This guy's like, I'm going to fuck you up. It's like, that knife's a toy. It's like, oh my God, I'm holding a toy knife.
It's like a sketch. Like a sketch show. He just looks at him and he's like, that knife is a toy.
He's like, oh my God, how does he do that? I'm holding a banana. I was just like, oh my God, great. What brilliant writing this is. I mean, again,
yeah.
You know, we're like, oh yeah, I mean, you know, it was made in 1964, you know. It's of the tire. We gotta let some stuff start. Like, how much do we let slide from this?
Yeah, that's true.
Because, like you said, Star Wars, like, just over 10 years later, Star Wars comes out, you know?
And that is, like, I mean, I don't know. You can make
miles off.
Yeah, it's a million miles off. You can make an argument about it being, like, dated in, obviously, you know, certain effects and things and, like,
yeah,
and whatever,
and
but it's still
well.
pretty timeless. Like, you could watch it at any era and be like, this is good.
Yeah, and you know, they're having real conversations that real people would have in that universe, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not just going like,
they're kissing
that
sisters.
big robot is a toy. He's turning that big robot into a toy. Let's go to Mars.
And then they just pull out their weird freeze gun that just
That's my favorite bit.
Yeah, it's a gun that makes actors have to hold a completely still pose for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Because they're like, enough of this heresy. Let's fucking capture Santa. So, like, first off, there's a couple elves and they're like, you're not fucking getting Santa. I'll fight you. And then it's just like, lol, freeze ray. Freeze ray for you. And
they just stay still.
Yeah, and it's not like they're like frozen in position, they don't do a good effect or anything. It's like the actor like holds a pose, not even that they were doing, they're like freeze ray and they're like whoop, and then it's just like holding this position, their arms are shaking as they've been made to stand in this position so long. They're just like,
yeah.
You know? And then Mrs. Claus comes in, she's like, what the fuck? And then he freezes her, and then Santa gets nicked. Santa gets nicked by the Martians.
Saint Nick gets nicked. Saint nicked. Thank you. I am. I'll take my leave.
All right, and that's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode. Santa Claus Welcome to the Martians, aka Saint Nicked.
But I mean,
yeah, like, I mean, because you then have a news report where they're like, Mrs. Claus has correctly identified the kidnappers as Martians. All right, cool. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. You just fucking
just take a word for it.
There's a bit where they say something like, they say they have a secret device, and then the next sentence is, so I can't remember how close it was, but it all I heard when they said that was just, and his name is John Cena. And I don't know if they were saying like his name is Santa Claus or I don't know what that bit was, but for some reason I have that note there, and now I can hear now I can hear the like.
I mean, that would have made this movie a lot more exciting. I kind of tuned out by this.
Could you imagine if this movie was like as it was, but then the Martians come in to try and take him, and Santa Claus is just John Cena, and he just crushes them all.
And that's why it's like made in 2021, because it's actually just a re-edit. Like,
Yeah,
it's like John Cena in like 4K against this, like 140p fucking Martian with face paint on, and he's like, and his name was John Cena, just fucking like RKOing.
yeah, RKO is all of them.
I mean, I don't have a lot of note. I kind of tuned out.
There's a few other interesting kind of events of note, I think. One that highlights how stupid Santa is in this, or possibly just high.
He's fucking off his nut.
Because there's a bit where the evil Martian guy is trying to get rid of Santa and the two kids, who they've now just kidnapped all of them and put them on the ship, and they're flying to Mars. And so he's like, "Hey guys, why don't you come and have a look at this place? We call this the airlock." And then the kid is being a smart ass, and he's like, "Yeah, well, the airlock, this side closes, and then it repressurizes, and then this side opens, and we get vacuumed out to space." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just going to close this door and head over to the panels over here where I can control these things." And then, because they said something like, the kid wanted to be an astronaut, I think.
And the guy's
he's like, "I want to be an astronaut someday." And then the guy's, as he's like sneaking away, he's like, "Maybe sooner than that." And I was like, they would have fucking heard you. This is a small room. Are you just saying that out loud? They turn around, they're like,
Santa's like, "What?
Yeah.
Would you say sooner than..."
He's going to become an astronaut. What, like, are you going to... Do you have like suits or something? You want to take us out? And he's like,
"No, I didn't say it."
He's like, "Yes, well, I will take you out." He's like, "Okay, now you're saying it in a way that I feel is maybe dangerous and threatening. And with my Santa Claus powers, I can't really allow that."
Well, I can't allow you to live.
Well, you've just that's not a pun or anything. You're just saying that you're going to kill us now.
Well, maybe I will kill you.
Well, there you go again. You've just said it. We know what...
Right, I'm leaving the airlock. This is too much. Come on, kids. And he's like,
"Oh, shit.
Foiled again."
I should really stop doing that.
But
I've got a note saying that Santa's a dumb bitch in this, because he's just... because the door gets locked, and then they're like, "Santa, we're going to fucking die. We are going to get sucked out into space, and our insides are going to fucking explode out of our outsides, and we're going to die." And then Santa's like, wow. Well, this is quite, how do we do this? Well, I'm not really,
He's just like, well, fuck. And then just like whips out his crack pipe. He doesn't give a shit. He's off his nut.
Yeah.
I think she's
gonna
dreaming.
die high.
Yeah. You want some?
Yeah.
Pass that shit around.
So you have the good Martian fighting the bad Martian, because he thinks that he's put them out the airlock, because he's like, the time has run out and the airlock's opened, and he thinks that they've all gone out, and he's like, "Yes, I did it." And they're having a fight, which is hilarious, because it's just badly. There's a bit where he's smashing his head against the side, but he's just gently like knocking this clearly empty helmet against the table. Gently,
because he doesn't want to dent the empty helmet.
Yeah.
He's like,
We've got no. Don't hit
these.
it too hard. Okay, we've got to, this is our only prop.
If you break that, we've got to go down to fucking Home Depot and buy another frying pan.
It took a long time to form that.
Yeah,
Form for it. And then Santa and the kids turn up again, and they're like, How did you survive?" And Santa's like, "Oh, we went through the air vents or something," which, again, in a repressurized chamber, what are you talking about? But he's like, "We went through the air vents." They're like, "But they're way too small. You're too big. You couldn't go through that." And then he looks at the kids, and they look at him, and he's like, oh. He's like, "I have many powers."
Well, it's like, yeah, but also, like, from our perspective, they're like, how'd you get up that chimney? You couldn't fit through that chimney. And then he's like, well, I fucking did. And then, but I was like, yeah, we know, like, that's his whole gimmick. But they're just like, there's these they're just Martians. They have no concept of Santa or like his powers. So they're like, how did you get through that tiny air duct? And he goes, well, you know. They're like, no.
Oh yeah, he says something like, "Oh, I can't give away all my secrets" or something.
Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, but it's physically not possible.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, I'm Santa. That means nothing to me. I don't know.
What kind of cosmic being are you? Yeah. It's like an eldritch being.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, they have to run through the whole process of landing the ship. It takes ages. But what I found really funny was when Santa and the kids meet the Martian kids, you have this moment where, like you said, Santa just starts laughing for no reason. They just meet up and he goes, oh, 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 oh. And it changes shot a couple of times to look at like the Martian kids, then the normal, well, okay, let's not say normal kids, the Earth kids. But his laugh resets every time. He's like, oh, 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 and then it's, ha, ha, oh, oh, and then, oh, ha, ha, he, like whatever, he's like, it just resets every time. And it's like so clearly like badly cut together. And it just
that's
sounds
what I'm saying.
Fuck.
He's either Joker from the movie Joker, or he's just fucking off his nut on crack.
Like, ha, ha, oh, ha. And I thought my jokes were bad.
But it's fucking like, it's just so funny. They're like, hi, I'm I can't remember the fucking Martian name. They're like, hi, I'm Podar. Nice to meet you. And he's like, oh, shit cracks me up.
Look at the funny tubes on his head. Oh, 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 oh.
I'm seeing colours.
Weird.
Like, yeah, sorry about him.
This is strong shit. He's like,
sorry about him. He stuck his head out of the fucking air. He stuck his head out of the airlock, like, as it opened, just because he thought it would get him super high while he was smoking crack.
Just like his brains at his nose.
It's really fucked him up. I don't know what it's about.
He even does like a serious, like, oh no, kind of ho ho ho. Because they're like, Santa, you're not going back to Earth ever. And he looks at the camera and goes, ho ho ho. What? That's how he expresses himself in every situation.
Because he's off his nut.
Yeah, that is true. Because he's off his nut.
They're like, you're not going back to Earth. You're staying here. You're a prisoner. You're a prisoner of war. And he's like, have you tried this shit? It's fucking fire, bro.
They're like, didn't we take that pipe off him? They're like, so we've taken 3.
He's like, hey, anyone got a light? I'm gonna fucking light this shit up.
And then they're all like prisoners, basically. And then there's a bit where one of the Martians. Well, I mean, okay, prisoners in the sense that, like, it's almost like the 2 kids have been taken in by the leader of the Martians guy, the good Martian, and his like family, his wife, and whatever. And then they're like, oh, kids, we've got some food. Because for some reason, all of their food is tablets. And they're like, oh, I do love chocolate cake. And it's just like a bunch of tablets. It's fucking dumb. They don't even, like, I don't know, put it in water to make it an instant thing. It's just a tablet.
It's just a tablet, yeah.
But he's like, oh, come eat your food, kids. And they're like, no, I don't want to. He's like, but you gotta come and eat your food. And they're like, no, we would. And he's like, why are the children sad? I was like, you fucking kidnapped them from their homes. Not just their homes, their home planet. And you are holding them prisoner on an alien planet. You just took them into your family. And you stole their Santa.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And you're feeding them
I think they
pills.
might be sad. Yeah. Feeding the bloody pills. popping
tell
these
you
pills.
what, Santa's bloody all for the pills.
Yeah, Santa's.
I'll have some pills.
Do you have Mandy?
I'll take mine crushed up if you don't mind.
He pulls out a candy cane, but it's like hollowed out.
Yeah. And he's like, they're like, I fucking love chocolate fudge cake. And he's like, yeah, that's strange as fire. That shit gets you fucked up.
Yeah, he's like, edibles.
Yeah. He has the pills, so he's like, what the fuck is this shit? You sold me some weak ass shit.
Yeah, it's like, what is this cut with? I'm turning into Bane for some reason. What is this cut with? What a lovely drug.
You were merely molded by the crack. I was born in it.
I'd love to see Santa as Bane.
Yeah, but the same version of Santa.
Yeah, it's the same.
He's still a drug addict.
Yeah, he's like, I'm returning it to yours. The city is yours. The people. Where's my crack?
But it's like, he's like, fucking.
Yeah, great.
But yeah, you remember that line where Bane's like, fucking Batman, give me some crack. Classic. Love Batman.
It's like, shut up, Batman. Where's the crack?
Yeah. That's my favourite line.
Yeah. And then it's pretty much like, there's an element in this where, because Santa's got this whole thing of like, toys should be handmade, none of this automation, because the Martians have like this whole machine set up to just pump out toys, and Santa's sad that he just has to sit there and press different buttons for different toys. And I feel like it is a real kind of thing of the times about, worries about automation taking over people's jobs and shit and whatever. And I was like, wow, they just threw that in there for the parents,
For the dads.
That one's for the dads back then. And then that's kind of it, really. I mean, in the end, they used all of the toys that they've made to just fucking kill the Martians. All the Martians are coming in, they're firing them at them and tripping them over and all this kind of stuff. And then, I mean, there's a whole other thing where one of the Martians who's like even though they're all dumb, the dumb Martian, he really wants to be Santa, so he steals a Santa suit, and then they somehow still think he's the real Santa despite the giant helmet and tubes on his head. And then they put him in the like fucking underground jail, and then the real Santa is still chilling somewhere else, and he goes off with the kids to start assassinating people. Well, they just have this weird big kind of like fight where loads of Martians come in and they're just slipping and tripping everywhere and getting shot by things and toys and whatever. And then they're kind of just like, all right, let's go home.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I wanted to see, but it was like, it was like 5 minutes and they were tripping over and shit, but I was expecting Santa's like, you're keeping me in here? Fuck you. And then just like pulls out a fucking
Bane, Santa
Bane. Fuck you. Pulls out a shotgun. Oh, not even. He just like rips off his Santa coat and it's like a fucking white and red Bane vest that he wears.
And he
with
just,
the mask.
Yeah, and he has like, he's got these like massive knuckle dusters, and he's like, I call these the nutcrackers. And then it's like Doom music starts. It's like boom, 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 and it's just Santa just like
tearing open their jaws
through
and
the Martians,
shit.
just destroying them, just absolutely dismantling them. And he's like, like he said, the big fat Santa suit is kind of like fallen away, and he's just like ripped to shit, and he is just absolutely destroying them all. And then they're like, what about the children? He's like, I thought you said they were adults. Down. And he just gets them all. And then he gets to the rocket. He's like, "Come on, kids, let's go!" And he's like, "Wee!" Just whoosh, fires off the rocket. They just go.
And then it's the fucking I can't remember what his name is in the game, and it's like the robot guy, and he's like, "You can't use the rocket to destroy Mars. It will cause great chaos." And Sam's just like, "I don't give a fuck." And then he just fucking fires that rocket fuel toy rocket at Mars, and it just fucking explodes. It's just like, bam,
Oh, Doom Santa! I would love that. I want this movie. Maybe there is one, but God, I'd love that. Can you imagine? Just Santa Claus being like, "You don't fuck with Christmas." Down, 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 down. Fucking great.
All right.
That would have been a bad film, good.
Yeah.
I think we've got to okay, so I'm going to carry on the bit, George. That we now do a section that we like to call FMK, Fuck, Marry, Kill. But I think we should do the Santa in the actual like Santa in this show.
Laughing Santa.
Yes, a laughing Santa, Bane Santa, and Doom Santa.
I was gonna. No, like scrap Laughing Santa. It's
right. Bane
Santa,
Doom
Santa, or Crackhead Santa.
Oh, Crackhead, yeah, that's it. Oh, Crackhead Santa. You kill it. Well, it's a bit. I feel it's really because of this, but I don't really want anything to do with Crackhead Santa.
Yeah, but I mean, like Doom Santa, he's protecting you. Like,
oh yeah, you'd marry the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, he's protecting you. I reckon. The thing is, right? Bane Santa. Is Bane a virgin?
I mean, he's definitely like hard simping for what's her face?
Talia
Al Ghul.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I'm a nice guy. Really? I'm not like the other guys.
I've been in this pit for so long. My right arm's much bigger than the left.
Oh no.
So I reckon, you know what, like, I mean, he's a fucking hunk, but do you know, I think he'd be actually kind of shit in bed. Bane Santa, this is.
Yeah.
And Crackhead Santa, he's fucking
He's got that crackhead energy.
He's got that crackhead energy. He's fucking...
That's a good point. That's a good point.
He's riding hard. He's calling you the wrong name. He's fucking laughing while he's doing it. It'd be a good time, you know.
It's wild,
you don't want to marry it because
No.
it's bad energy. But for one night, Crackhead Santa's going.
Cracker's going to town.
Crackhead Santa's coming in my ass.
Oh, God damn it. I was going to say going to town on my ass. Yeah, kill Bane Santa. There you go. Rip out his face mask things, tubes. Oh, that's great.
But I mean, I'm new to this, but it would make sense if we were going to give the film a review to say if the bad film was any good.
Yeah.
I'm a monkey.
What was the quote? I forgot it already. Something about a monkey. Still a monkey, whatever it was.
Monkey. I'm a monkey.
I don't know.
It's on a t-shirt.
No, it would. I think for me, I've got myself way too excited about this idea of Doom Santa, which would have been bad film.
Greatest film ever made.
Greatest nut. But unfortunately, it's bad film shite for me. My last note is literally fucking glad that's done. So that says it.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, bad film, old as shit. Like,
Yeah,
because
it's dated, but even then, I think
it's just not
even
good.
for,
Like, I thought
even
it was gonna
comparing
be,
it to the stuff of the time, it's like, yeah, but this
you
is
know,
bad dated.
Yeah, I mean, you see a film. You're looking up bad Christmas films to do. You see a film called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It was made in the 60s, and it's got 2.7 out of 10 on IMDb. You're like, holy shit, this is going to be fucking great.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
It's just boring.
Yeah, it's just boring. I think it did... I feel like it probably suffered from our expectation of Doom Santa just pulling heads off Martians, but yeah.
Because it is Dude, it is Mars in Doom.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Why didn't I think about that? How
This
did I
is
not
Doom.
make that connection?
This is Doom.
I want that so bad. I mean, just put a Santa skin on him, I guess, but like, come on. Doom guy falls. Event like there's a new breed of demon, and Doom guy falls, and then because the Martians get involved. That's why it's not the demons, it's the Martians that get involved.
Yeah.
And then Santa's like cracks his neck either side, and he's like, "All right, my turn." Keep doing it every time.
Should we read some reviews for the film?
Yeah, I suppose a natural, curious line of
I'm
curiosity
curious
for
to
you.
see. Curious to see what the reviews.
We'll do it
are.
for the whole episode, and then I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna go revive Aiden. I'm sorry, George. It's not gonna last.
I'll fucking get you.
I'll throw in some extra.
I took
berries.
Aiden down. I'll fucking get you too. Two monkeys on this.
I'd like to see you try. Bow down, 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 down.
I'm gonna get it's Curious George and another popular monkey, Donkey Kong.
Harambe.
Oh, no, he's dead already. Let him go.
Dicks out, boys. Anyway,
reviews. Yeah, so I got mine. You know, I didn't plan this. I just happened to get all of my reviews from IMDb.
Oh yeah,
so I was
interesting.
curious about what they would say.
Yeah.
And I just got 3 short ones because they're not like, you know, they're just people. It's very weird. Like, people are just like, this is old and boring, or people are like, I remember this film. I love it. It's brilliant. So here are some examples. This is 10 out of 10 from Jared Bodis.
Damn.
This was in 2018. It says, all-time classic. This movie is super cool and awesome and at the same time. Full stop. It is funny, heartwarming, epic, dramatic, poetic, deep, thrilling, scary, and child-friendly, all at the same time. And then about 60 exclamation marks.
Jesus.
Yeah, I fucking love this. Then I've got 10 out of 10. This is from AC Fair. This is from 2019. It's Eggnog Family / Friends and this movie. No work of art can ever touch this masterpiece. A film that stays true to its cause. Martians are people too, in brackets, even if they have helmets with antennas as part of their genetic makeup. You get the original...
Genetic makeup? I don't think they're born like that. But anyway,
this
we're not going to get into Martian physiology.
This is why I picked this, because it's written by such a fucking boomer. Because it says, you get the original Jar Jar Blinks as an elf, and the Santa Martians use mind control to try and murder each other. Stop everything and watch this one. What does that even mean? Jar Jar Blinks.
Nice. He was like, what rhymes with Binks? Blinks. Do it. Sinks?
And then the last one, this is 7 out of 10, not quite as good, but, you know, they still liked it. This is also 2018, it's from Kristen Davis. It says, don't be hating. At Christmas time, my uncle brought this movie over and made me and my best friend watch it, I think. No, hang on. Made me
This is all running along what they're saying.
They made me and my best friend watch SI. Full stop. Since we don't believe in Santa. We did not want to see this. My uncle, however, insisted, and so we watched this on Christmas Day, and I am glad we did.
Santa. I don't believe in him.
He's not real. You will watch this.
At first, I thought this was an SNL sketch. It was so weird. After
Amazing.
10 minutes, I got into it. It's weird, crazy fun. The plot is that the Martian kidnap Santa. Mars doesn't have a Santa or ever heard of him. So after the Martian king tells them about Santa, it's off to Earth to kidnap our beloved Christmas icon. Stupid movie, but so fun to watch.
I mean, was it fun to watch?
No,
I like the polar bear creature. That was about it.
I don't get, like, because, you know, some old films are like not good, but you can understand the nostalgia by it.
Yeah,
this is just shit.
It's just
Like
shit.
this.
Yeah, it's just shit. I don't know. Well, that's it. Yeah. Bad film. It's just shit.
yeah. Bad film. It's just shit. What have you got?
Yeah, so I got a couple of things from The Usual Place, Rotten Tomatoes. Again, this is one of those films where it says there aren't any audience reviews yet because, of course, the film has not yet released.
Well, it's coming out in 2021, so
yeah,
you got
exactly.
early access.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of time before it's very close to the end of the year, so it's getting closer to Christmas, and that's what this is a Christmas film. So,
better bloody hurry up.
Yeah, but I've got one by Matt Brunson in December of 2018, who gave it a rating of 1 out of 4, which is an interesting moment for sure. It says, "Just how incompetent is this picture? Its ineptitude applies even to the opening credits, which lists a costume designer instead of costume." I was like,
Really?
Yeah, great. I'm not going to go back and check, but that is perfect. And you know that, like, whoever did those graphics and stuff, having to do those would have taken however much effort, like however they produce them, whatever. They make a spelling mistake and they're like, "Fucking leave it in." What?
Yeah,
I'm not doing this again.
This took me 4 days.
Yeah,
To
fire
write
Jim.
the letter C. Yeah. Get a monkey to do it.
Yeah,
How hard is it?
that's your first gig, right?
Yeah, that's what I did first.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they were like, you know, if you can fucking turn on a microphone, you can do some credits. And I was like, well, this is even easier than turning on a microphone, to tell you that bloody much.
Yeah. And I've got one from Jane Sanford, January 2000.
Oh.
So, you know, a little bit closer to the time. Said, "It's all about as heartwarming as a documentary about reconstructive bowel surgery. A procedure that you may need should you choose to sit through all 82 minutes.
Wait, so... No.
So it was just there. Thought I'd put it in for effect.
No, but it was like the ha ha ha. No pause.
Yeah.
Oh, good. But look, I feel like we've talked about some dumb shit about the film, but as I'm a little monkey and I love to fling shit, I'd love to tell you about some of my. I'd love to fling some of my shit.
Just
at you.
fling some of your shit my way, George.
Yeah, thanks. Something about you. Like, just gives me that vibe that you'd love me flinging shit at you.
Yeah. He got some words in it, didn't he, before you took him out? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, he told me about the scat thing.
God damn it.
Hey, each to their own, you know. But look, this is a story that Aidan told me before I killed him.
His last words.
His last words were this story from another Christmas gone by, and I'll tell it from his perspective because otherwise it will get really confusing. So I was probably about, I don't know,
It's like he's in the room with us.
23. No, I was probably about 10 or something like that. And it was snowing, and it was very exciting because we didn't get loads of snow. I don't know if you remember lots of snow when you were younger. But I don't think it happened that often.
I mean, so yeah, a couple like big snows and stuff.
Yeah, I seem to only remember, 4 or 5 times. I don't know if it happened like that regularly. Definitely doesn't happen
my
that
birthday's
much
in
now.
February, and I would always pray for a snow day from school. And I was really upset one year when I thought I wasn't going to get a snow day for thing, and it was the one day that we got a snow day on my birthday, and I was like, yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Well, maybe not the one day. I don't remember, but we definitely had it off that day. And then, of course, they have to stop all the students throwing balls of ice at each other. But
Yeah, because
it was wild.
like it was snow, and then it's like melted a bit and now refrozen, and it's just balls of ice. And
yeah,
so you pick it up from the ground, and it's got some stones in it. You're loving
literally
it at
ice
each
and astroturf.
other. Oh,
Yeah.
those were the days.
Classic. It's the old one too. Anyway,
But yeah, so it snowed a lot, so of course we made like a snowman at the front, and it was great.
yeah.
And because I was a young little boy, I was just attached to any inanimate object. So I was, we made the snowman, and I was like,
His name's Frosty, and he's my best friend, and I love him.
Yeah, parents are like, oh no.
yeah. Yeah, and snowmen, they especially when it's cold, they last for a couple of days. So he's there chilling. He had like a little scarf on
Hey,
over.
Chud.
We've done it again.
Clap for yourself, monkey boy.
But yeah, so he's there, and then after a couple of days, he starts to melt, and like I think it
That's
got
touch your
warm. Yeah, and it got warm quite quickly, and like he was melting, like his head was like falling off his body shit, and I was devastated. I was crying so much.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I can still remember this actually. Like it's one of those memories that you know
Wakes you
you're
up at
really
2
young.
a.m.
Yeah. No, it's like one of those memories that like I was very young, so I don't remember a lot from that. But I remember vividly me doing this. There was like this mainly melted ball of wet snow, and I was just like crouched on the floor hugging it, crying. and then Mum had like picked up what was his head, like the smallest ball of snow, and like she was, trying to comfort me. She was like, "Look, we'll take his head and we'll put it in the freezer so he can live forever." And I said, and my mum still quotes this because it's, so quotable. And I, in my little boy voice, I was like, "It's not his head. It's his heart." And I was fucking...
Oh my god, that's we could make a fucking Christmas film out of you with a kid in the snowman.
Yeah! Oh my god, I love the snowman for all the wrong
You're like,
reasons.
we were walking in the air, Mum.
He gave me a scarf. I thought it was a dream, and then I woke up and still had the scarf. Santa might have been there. Why couldn't he even just taken me back? Why did the snowman have to take me?
Yeah.
But anyway, and then Mum, this was a few years later that Mum told me this, but she said she actually did put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And like sort of forgot about it for a couple of years, and then
Couple years.
yeah, because it's just at the back of the freezer, and then she was like, "Oh damn, this freezer really needs defrosting." So she was taking shit out the freezer, and then she was like, "Why is there a fucking ball of like ice and leaves just in the freezer?" She just chucked it out. And then like a couple of days later, she was like, "Oh shit, I know what that was. It was fucking Frosty's heart."
Oh, that's great.
So,
That's so great.
So now, every Christmas, my mum likes to bring that story up and say, "It's not his head, it's his heart."
I just imagine your household as like a free roast session.
On
At
me,
any time
it's
of the
all
year.
at me.
Yeah. That's great.
My brother and my sister didn't do anything. They didn't do any embarrassing shit. It was just me. But yeah, that's about everything that we've got for this week. I imagine me and my little monkey brain.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll probably have some plugs at the end of this, so I'll wing it. Correct me if I get anything wrong, because
Yeah. I mean, we'll just base it off of the idea that the show is called Bad Film Good.
Okay, well, I mean, in that case, I imagine you've probably got an Instagram and a Twitter, which is called Bad Film Good, where you'd probably put up some posts about the episodes and stuff, and people could probably message you there and say like. Say if they've got their own dumb shit, real life dumb shit that they want to be told on the podcast, that'd be fun. Or
if you want any kind of pieces to add to the eulogy for Aiden,
yeah,
then I'm accepting all kind of entries.
And then if people don't want to message you there, they could probably send you an email or what's that going to be like? badfilmgood@gmail.com maybe?
Yeah. No,
I mean,
who
Gmail. I mean, who uses fucking Outlook nowadays? Come on. If you have an Outlook,
bloody
grow
business.
But yeah, do you know what? I this might be a bit left field, but I am a monkey. But
sure.
I thought maybe it'd be nice to leave people inspired. Instead of just ending it, it'd be nice to leave people inspired with like an inspirational quote or something. I don't know if
it's funny that you say that. Oh my God.
I am a monkey.
Yeah, that's true. Brilliant. That's a great impression of yourself being a monkey. I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. But I mean, what we usually do, we head on over to Inspirobot, the website where we can get a randomly generated image with a randomly generated quote slapped on the top of it.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. It's all very inspirational. It's all very wacky. And do you know what, Mr. Curious George? Why don't you go ahead and start us off with this one that you've just found?
Yeah, let me just quickly find one. Okay, I found one. And it says, it's the picture is it's a nice desk. It's kind of, I guess you'd call it a rustic desk. It's like an old wooden, sanded down desk with a few papers. It's got a nice typewriter on it, and the text says, "Never let nobody tell you that you're not beautiful."
Wait, how many never nots were there?
Never let nobody tell you that you're not beautiful.
So
never
let nobody never let nobody tell you that you're not beautiful. So you want to let people tell you that you're too much brain. Too much brain. You really got me curious on that one. I'm tired of this bit, man. Can we? I want to get this bit out of the way. I'm gonna go and resurrect Aiden. All right, in the next episode.
No.
We've had Halloween already, but we'll no, I'm a monkey. You'll live on. You'll come back. It's fine.
Okay.
At some point.
I'll make a guest appearance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, we could cut this out, but imagine if I just fucking, next episode, I just pretend to be a zombie.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm Declan, and I just go, for the whole episode.
I was going to say something and then be like, oh, like Halloween or something, but yeah, if we'd done this around Halloween, it would be great.
Yeah.
But, that aside, I've got an interesting one for my Inspirobot quote. I've got a McDonald's sign to one side of the image,
Oh, okay.
just against a sky. I have a lot of ones which are just against a big old sky, and it's a full page sky. You've got, I don't know what that's supposed to be, like an antenna or something that's just kind of sticking up. Looks like the picture's been cropped. They probably just took it from fucking Google Images or something. So McDonald's sign, and underneath it says, Automac, what that is, just some McDonald's thing. And to the left side, kind of in a McDonald's style writing, it's got like a red box around it, and the yellow text, the classic yellow text, and it says, "Getting married is 110% pathetic."
Jesus.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Divorcing it.
Mr. McDonald hates marriage.
Yeah,
He went
Ronald
through a messy
McDonald's
divorce.
against marriage Facebook group. Let's make it happen.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week, where we'll be looking at. Did we say this? We're going to be looking at Christmas with the Cranks.
Christmas
It
with
doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Just tune in. Fuck you.
Christmas with the Cranks.
All right. Thanks
All right.
for listening.
Don't worry, I'll get rid of this. Don't tell him. He's gone already. Don't tell. He swung away. Oh, he's coming back. Pretend it's normal. Yeah, we'll see you next week, Josh. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Bye.